Yo, the lies so that you never make it. Hopeless, so it seems. Eyes closed, hands open wide to embrace your dreams. Sometimes you gotta take a loss just to get the win. Like lots of sin was popping in like oxygen when boxes win. Focus on the mental, never lose like a smooth instrumental. Better choose on the move in a pinto. Choose when I get to, never lose move on the move, but it's simple. Never give up and we running it maybe. We just keep winning, we conquering daily. Envision that pay me, it's never this way. Me indigenous, maybe we winning this crazy. Your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, it's your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, it's your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, it's your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity.
Yeah. Welcome one, welcome all, ladies and gentlemen. It is the Lion Villain Report. I am your host, Russell Wayne. And how y'all doing on this fine Tuesday evening on PFF Tuesday is what we're going to be getting into today. And we also had a trade. Za'Darius Smith is now Detroit Lion. We're going to talk about that. We're going to get into the PFF scores from the game at Lambeau Field, look at some of the studs and duds as far as PFF is concerned, and we're going to do that. But right now, let's pay the bills. We're broadcasting live right now into the Lions Villain Squad Facebook page right now. We just crossed over 57,000 villains. Why have billions when you can have thousands? Yes, we're broadcasting live into our YouTube page at Villain Squad. Yes, you can go subscribe to that right now. We would really appreciate that. And then the Detroit Lions News Podcast. Thank you to Joe Chapp and the boys over there at JC Sports Network for allowing us to broadcast into your platform as well. We are brought to you, as always, by NFL Shop. You can use that link that is going into the comments right now or that QR code, and you can save yourself up to 25% on your order. Get that snazzy Jahmyr Gibbs black jersey right there. Those Blackberry jerseys are awesome. I don't know. That's just my opinion right there. It's faith, family, and then football in that order. we have some Packer fans and some Viking fans and some Bear fans on here, and we don't have to hate the people that way. Faith, family, and then football. We use football. We don't let football use us. We create memories. We don't let football use us. But we talk football, and that's what we do right here on PFF Tuesday for the Lions crushing the Green Bay Packers in Lambeau 24-14, and it wasn't even that close. They punk out the Packers. All that talk, and they're just they're an okay team. The Lions are a juggernaut. The Lions are proving that they are a juggernaut. It's not fool's gold. It is what it is. But first on the list right here, let's go say hello to everybody into the comments right there. Good morning, Paul Jones. Good morning, Villians. Welcome to Detroit, Za'Darius Smith. Nice to see a sweetheart deal from our Lake Erie, bro. Now go get Aziz. I like that. Let's relish in the moment right here, though. Za'Darius Smith is now a Detroit Lion. The bad guy's in the house. Mark is in the house. Good morning to the villains. Good morning, Fred. Hopefully I'm not getting that lag going on in here. The good morning to the Central Scrutinizer. Yes. Donnie Fleece, Rocket, Detroit. Let's go. Detroit Fan Man says, I'm getting a lag on my end, but that is all right there. But no, Smitty replaces Davenport. Still time to make a move for Aziz. Smitty's a lot better than Davenport. That's that's an upgrade from Davenport for sure right there. And there's the NFL shop link right there. You use that link, you can save up. Actually, it's up to 30% off. It usually is 25, but for right now, they've been doing that. Hit that like button. That helps out the UDFA. Oh yeah, I didn't even put my UDFA sign up in here. We are the UDFA. We're the Tom Kennedy. We're the Tom Kennedy of sports podcasting. We ain't got no superstars in here. You just got me. Yeah, and main event Mike. And Charles, the Muskegon posse's up in the house. Dwayne Keene says I am breaking up. He says that I'm good now. Yeah, we're trying, man. We're trying. One of these days, we're gonna have nice things. And speaking of nice things, the Lions finally go out and they make a deal. Like, this is something that people have been talking about for 3 years here. Is Brad doesn't do anything at the trade deadline. They need to go out and make moves. They got to go out and make these teams better. Well, it isn't that simple. You want something where you have good choices, and not just for now, but for the future as well. Because, when you trade for a guy like that, I honestly, I'm going to be totally honest with you, that for the last couple of weeks, talking about this Myles Garrett stuff, talking about Crosby and Trey Hendrickson, that stuff's fun to talk about. It really is. I in my opinion, you may not like it, all the trade talks that are BS. But just thinking about having Aiden Hutchinson and any one of those high-end pass rushers is good. And Za'Darius Smith is not only going to help us this year, but he's going to help us next year. We're not going to have that big question. I'm not saying that they're not going to draft a defensive end, but what I'm saying is for this year and next year, you're good there right now, even if you don't make another move. And they can make another move or they can not make another move. This is enough for me at this point in time And if they do make another move, because they got him for a 5th and a 6th round pick, and then they get a 7th round pick back. I mean, this was a nothing burger. You got Za'Darius Smith for nothing. He ain't making any money. We ain't even have to take any of his salary on. This is just a complete free rental. And if we don't want to keep him, there is no guaranteed money on this contract at all. You could pay him $11 million. You have him under contract for $11 million for next year. If you so choose to keep that, or if you want to extend him, or if you want to restructure that, they may do that. But this is a good trade. It's a good trade for what Brad got for it, what this contract is, what Za'Darius Smith brings to the table. And what does he bring to the table? Like, what are we really looking for here? You know, I know that people throw their names out there and they love to throw out stats, and that's fine. I don't mind a good stat. We're gonna hit the PFF here in a few minutes. But what are you getting in Za'Darius Smith? I mean, you're getting a 270-pound man beast. He's 6'4", and he sets the edge. He plays well against the run, and he gets after the quarterback. And guess what? He's versatile. He's got some versatility. You can swing him inside too. Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell love these kind of guys. You can put him all over the place. And he's not Hutchinson. He's not Hutchinson. You know, he already had 5 sacks for this year. He is an impact. So where you're saying Hutchinson's a top 5 pass rusher in the NFL, Za'Darius Smith is like a top 25 pass rusher in the NFL. Maybe you could make some arguments for top 20 for Za'Darius Smith. He's 32 years old. You're not building the team around him. But for right here and right now, you got a good player. You got a good player. It's better than anything that you have out there right now. Anything that you rolled out there in this Packers victory that we just had. So this is a good trade. You can't knock this trade. Lions go out and get Za'Darius Smith for nothing, for really nothing. I mean, it's not going to impact your cap. You don't even have to keep him next year if you just want to move on. It doesn't affect anything long term. And obviously that's one of the big things. There's a portion of the Lions fan base that's out there that says, you know, we can't even come close to sacrificing any of the future of the team. And they didn't. You gave up almost nothing for this player. Paul Jones says the Lions only owe $600,000 over the next 2 seasons for Smith. Yes, it's a beautiful contract. So much versatility in that contract. It's a good thing. Super Bowl bound. We were Super Bowl bound with or without a trade. They proved that. Like I'm a good morning to you, Aaron. Good morning to you, Jay Smooth. I mean, just because I'll come on here and say that we're a better team than the Packers and we punked them out, that doesn't mean that the Packers are a bad team. I mean, that means that the Lions are a juggernaut. It's not like 2 of the last 3 games weren't against some of the better teams. I'm of the opinion that we're in the best division in football. And I'm of the opinion that victories against the Packers and the Vikings without Aiden Hutchinson proves that we're a juggernaut. I mean, what happens when some of those players come back? The Lions are going to get some players back. The Lions are going to get some players back. John Kaminsky's going to be coming back. Broderick Martin's coming back. Ifeatu Melifonu's coming back. So it's a good day in Detroit. Let's see what we got here in the comments now. The Central Scrutinizer says Holmes is a genius. What a deal. Russ for the win. Absolutely fine with me. Yes. Good morning, Maurice. Great pickup by Holmes. Mark likes that. Garrett and Crosby were never going to be a possibility. But they still made the call. You still make the call. If you can get a player like Garrett or Crosby, you got to make the call. And you got to pay him whatever, because those are players that you can't get. Hutchinson doesn't fall out of a tree. And if you have a chance to get 2 top 5 pass rushers on the same team, you make the call. But yeah, it's very, very improbable. Very, very improbable. It's like, so you're telling me there's a chance kind of probability right there. You're getting pressure regardless if he gets home or not. It'll be a big contribution. Pressure equals turnovers. And to think that we have 2 of the best safeties behind him and some lockdown corners. I like it. I like it. And the corner room keeps getting better and better by the week. And I like that because it's young. Good morning to you, Aaron. Skip says that Pascal will be back. Yes. Yep. We got some Super Bowl love. Wow. I love it. I love it. I love the confidence, guys. And this is a move that moves towards that. I don't know if they're done. Do you think they're done? Throw that into the comments. Whether you think that is Brad Holmes done, or is Brad Holmes still on the horn? He's wheeling and dealing, right? I mean, I heard that Aziz Olari from the Giants with 6 sacks. He's a young player that the Lions might be in the market for him. Or is Brad Holmes done? It's a good question. It's a good question. You think he's done? Henry thinks that Brad Holmes is still cooking. Mooncar Blade. Good morning, villains. Is that Mooncar Blade? You're not Broski's burner account, are you? Because I do want to put a shout out to all of the rest in peace fans that were from the other fan bases that were coming in, running their mouth, talking all that trash. Rest in peace to the fans who could dish it but couldn't take it. And that's okay. It's not Broski. I'm just playing with you anyway. I know that you're not Broski. It just gave me a good chance to segue into, oh man, the top 5 reasons to ghost the villain is that you come onto my show and then you run your mouth in the comments and tell me how great you are and how bad my team is. We haven't won the Super Bowl. You want to talk all that trash, but then you ghost the villain and you say, you're too mean. You're too mean, villain. The villain's too mean. I want you to invite me into your living room and be nice to me. Well, then play better. Shut me up then. Shut me up. I can't help it. The Lions dominate the NFC North. We're not even talking about the NFC North anymore. We're taking the NFC. Packers, you ain't that important. We don't care. Even though I got to go through these PFF grades because that's what they pay me the big bucks over here on the Villain Squad to do, is go over the PFF grades for how we stomp the Packers in Lambeau again. It's becoming kind of a regular thing. Is that the new SOL? Same old Lions. It's just becoming regular. Same old Lions going into Green Bay and stomping their face in again. Gosh, it's getting boring. Oh, man. And when they beat us the next time, then we say, oh, what is that, your Super Bowl? Yeah, but where'd they go? Where are you at? Where are all the Packer fans at now? Where are you at now, Viking fans? You were here in the comments like 4 weeks ago. I even had some Viking fans that like blamed me personally. They don't like me anymore. They don't like me. Okay. Well, maybe I'm not very likable. Have a good rest of your day. I have to run. Thank you, Aaron, for coming on here. It would be nice if we could pick up some insurance at O-line for the rest of the year. Broski, sounds like you're going on a beta male rant today. LOL. You're such an emotional man. Gosh, I didn't know that I'm being all that emotional. You give me too much credit. You give me too much credit for being emotional in here because you realize that it's my job to egg you guys on. It's my job to deal with whatever it is in here. And it's not even an emotional thing for me, really. We had a bunch of fans in here, including you. You ghosted us for a couple weeks. And I don't want to hear excuses. I don't want to hear about your mom. You're doing whatever. Your family problems. Everybody's got them. You know, I got problems too. I have a 5-year-old autistic child. I'm still here every single day. So if you come in and you talk and you talk and you talk, and then you ghost for a couple weeks, that means you got soft feelings. You're the one that has soft feelings because you're the one that didn't show up. And you know, and there's other fans that decided not to show up anymore, and they make it personal, and that's okay. That's okay. Jay Smooth says, "Go Pack, go! I'm here." There you go. You guys are the exception. You didn't stomp any. We whooped your ass. We whooped your ass. Whooped your ass in Lambeau. And don't bring up stats to me. We scored 52 points a week ago against the Tennessee team that also beat us in the stats. You got to score touchdowns. We got the best red zone defense in the league. You can move the ball. All the teams can move the ball. That's the way we play defense. We force people into mistakes. And then we score more points. We get out ahead of you, and then we took it easy on you at the end of the game. You were never in the game. So yes, we stomped you. 24-14 is nice. That's the Lions being nice to you. That's David Montgomery sliding down to run the clock out for 2 minutes rather than running in and scoring a touchdown and making it 31-14. And then maybe you can get another garbage time touchdown. You scored 0 touchdowns anytime that it mattered, anytime that you were trying to get a touchdown, trying to stay in the game. You scored it. You scored your touchdown in garbage time when there was no chance for you to win the game. None. You had no chance. You're going to score that with like, what, 6 minutes left in the game? We could go halfback dive, halfback dive, halfback dive. And they just ran you out. The last 2 minutes of the game was kneeling down right in the middle of Lambeau Field, and you just watching the clock go down. You were so done. So done. That is a beatdown. That is a beatdown. I had to listen to how you guys beat us down last year. You beat down the Lions last year, right? 29-22. You beat us down, right? That's all I heard all off season. We beat you down. We came into Ford Field and we beat you down. Okay? Well, this was a way worse beat down than what you gave us on our own home court. This was way worse. This was way worse. This wasn't even a competition from the second half on. You were done. They were never in any danger. I love it. I love it. Brown Fudge Packer fans can cry, but the Lions were in control the entire game. Yeah, there was never any worry in that. Central Scrutinizer said the division on the line and the Packers couldn't hang. Outclass. You know what it reminds me of, honestly? When Aaron Rodgers was in Green Bay for that whole time. I mean, you're like the entire time, you know, even through the Super Bowl that he brought them, it always seemed like with Stafford would go there that it's like Stafford's really good, but he's not as good as Aaron Rodgers. It just always felt like, even though the Lions were a good team, that the Packers were always there. And they were always there to smack us back down to reality. And it was frustrating. It was frustrating because you knew you had a good team, but you're not as good as that team. And they're in your division. And Aaron Rodgers did that to us over and over again. They've been doing, and Broski Bear, you can relate to this too. But it's different now. The roles are reversed. It's the Packers that have the good team, but the Lions have the team that the Packers can't beat. And I mean, it is what it is. I think Jordan Love is a good quarterback, but I think that the Lions are a juggernaut. They're a juggernaut team. And it's like the fact they talk about, you know, our run game, they talk about Jared Goff and Amon-Ra St. Brown. Penei Sewell's the best player in the NFL. He's a top 10 bona fide player dog in the NFL. And as much credit goes to Goff and Amon-Ra and, you know, these running backs that are averaging 5.5 yards a carry. You can drive a dump truck through some of the holes that David Montgomery gets to run through. You know, I mean, the thing is like when you have a full team complementing each other, that's what you get. You know, you get the skill positions putting up these stupid numbers. Oh, well, Goff needs an offensive line. Yeah. Yes. And they have it. And this is every offensive playmaker's dream, is to play for a team like the Detroit Lions, where the offensive line is going to give the quarterback all day to throw, and they open up giant holes. Yeah. We can't beat the Lions. Okay. Lions are a juggernaut. Okay. Has it sunk in yet, Steve? Has it sunk in yet? I mean, I hope that it sinks in sooner or later, because right now the outlier is the one victory that you've had against us since 2022. The outlier is your victory against us on Thanksgiving last year. That's the outlier. We beat your ass last year in Lambeau, and then we beat your ass in Lambeau and Ford Field the year before that, and then we beat your ass in Ford Field the year before that. You had to go back to 2022. Actually, 2021, no, we did win. We won the game with Jordan Love where you guys were resting your starters. That's right. We won that game too. You guys are in trouble. You guys are in trouble. Jared Goff owns the Green Bay Packers and Jordan Love. Like I posted how I feel is the shoes on the other foot. And it's not that the Green Bay Packers are a bad team. I think the Green Bay Packers are going to go to the playoffs. They just ain't going to beat the Lions. The shoe is on the other foot now. It's like when Matt Stafford would go play Aaron Rodgers. Lion fans can relate to this. When Matt Stafford would go play Aaron Rodgers, you would know that Aaron Rodgers was the better quarterback and that they were the better team. But it wasn't like Stafford couldn't ever win. He won a couple here and there. But for the most part, the Packers were the better team. The Lions have the better team now. They're built better. They're built better with better players that are younger. Even though the Packers are a young team, our younger players are better than their young players. They're more proven, to put it that way. Because Penei Sewell's still a young player, right? Amon-Ra St. Brown is still a young player. Jahmyr Gibbs, still a young player. You know, even David Montgomery. So, but let's I have to take a break here, and I was prepared for this because, you know, my son's watching television, but I got to go check on him. So I'm going to put in some of this press conference right here while you guys are waiting for me. So I'm going to turn it over to Dan Campbell.
Just reiterate what we talked about last night, and it was a good win for our guys. You know, I thought they were ready to go. You know, knew they would be. You know, we handled the elements well, played pretty clean football, run game efficiency, offensively, no takeaways or no turnovers, I should say. 4th down, 2 of 2, which were big for us. You know, defensively, 3rd down, red zone, held the quarterback in check, had 1 takeaway, and that takeaway was for a pick. That was a big one for us right before halftime. Special teams, field position. You know, and then really inside of offense, defense, special teams, we had to make a lot of adjustments. You know, for example, defensively, we lost BB, and we had to, you know, defensive staff had to make a lot of adjustments, and I thought they did a great job. You know, we overcame a lot. Same deal on special teams. We had to switch a few things up, but they paid big dividends for us. Offensively, we talked about it. Dave Montgomery, game ball. Really played well, man. Ball security was outstanding. Picked up some big yards. Big reception there at the end to close it out. Goff was on fire. St. Brown, Gibby, Laporta, and that old line across the board, I thought did a really good job. Defensively, Kirby, we talked about, was very productive. I thought Aleem McNeil was all over the field. He was disruptive really most of the game. Jack Campbell and Carlton Davis was big. And special teams, Jack Campbell did really well there too. He plays a lot of snaps for us, but he's productive across the board. Dorsey, I think, is if not the best, he's one of the best gunners in this league. He's always causing some type of disruption or a penalty. Fox was huge, -1 punt, man. He really flipped the field for us. Isaiah Williams had a big return. Nowalski, and then Pat O'Connor. You know, we've been using Big Pat on some of the special team stuff. He's been good for us. So really good, man. It's a good win. And, you know, everything's kind of going on, you know, in the league. You see, you know, I'm fortunate to have the staff that I have, and they do a hell of a job, man, getting our guys prepared to play. And, you know, and it's on to the next one. Question.
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful stuff. It's all good when it comes to Dan Campbell. I mean, he's got these guys ready to go. He's got these guys like ready to run through a brick wall for him. And it's like, I think there's just something, because now as you look back on it, right? Everyone's like, oh, they got to make a trade. They got to make a trade. Hutchinson's hurt. They got to make a trade. That's all we've been talking about because we're just talking heads here. That's all we are. Oh, my God, we need to go get Max Crosby. We need to go get Myles Garrett. We need to go get somebody. They got to do something. They got to do something. And now as you look at the whole body of work here, they just go 2 weeks. No big deal. 3 weeks. No big deal. Go right into the trade deadline. We'll wait till the very last second, and we'll get the best deal on a guy, and we'll win 3 football games without our best player. You know, no Kaminsky, no Hutchinson, no Davenport, no Barnes, no Pascal. They kick Brian Branch out of the game. No Brian Branch. And it's like they just get it done. They just get it done because and that's a testament to culture and coaching. You know, I mean, Steve, he's a Packer fan. So Steve can understand how important culture is. It's the reason why that fan base is so damn arrogant all the time, because they know that Matt LaFleur is a good coach, because they know that they can draft and develop players, and that the next man on, they lost this guy, and the next man up's going to be fine. That's what they got to go through when they had stability, when they have Aaron Rodgers there. Right. And Jordan Love, I mean, I don't know. Jordan Love reminds me more of Brett Favre than he does, Aaron Rodgers or Patrick Mahomes, because he's a chance taker. He's a risk taker. I mean, can you win a Super Bowl with somebody like that? I don't know. They won one with Favre. So, but the Lions, I feel better. They're a better team. They're just a better franchise right now. They're at a better point in where their franchise is than the Packers are, or the Bears, or the Vikings. It just is what it is. And then they have that progression thing happening too. It's like the other teams are trying to catch what the Lions are doing, and the Lions are going to get better too. Like, these teams are going to be like, oh, I got this guy and that guy, yeah, you better look out. And it's like, okay, well, we got guys too. Some of the free agency stuff and the draft picks worked out. Some of them didn't, just like every other team. And that's where we're at, Oh man, but it is PFF Tuesday, and I just kind of wanted to go through some of the top and bottom grades here for the Detroit Lions and the Packers. Right here on offense, we'll start with the offense right there. Look at there's the sun god right there. And before we get into that, I always forget to pay the bills. All right. This episode of the Villain Report is brought to you by the NFL Shop Affiliate Marketing Partners. You can use the link in the comments or this QR code, save up to 30% off of your order. You can get those jerseys. And even if you're a Packer fan, you can just click off of that link that you go through and go to the Packer page and purchase something. That I don't know why anybody would want to buy anything Packers, but if you want to do that, you can do that too. But you got Amon-Ra St. Brown leading the pack, total offense 82.7. I mean, and really you go down to the good reporters right here. I'll give the 69 guys. All these guys were good. Right there, Frank Ragnow, Allen Robinson, Taylor Decker, Jared Goff, Penei Sewell, Zeitler, Laporta, Amon-Ra St. Brown. And really, what does that tell you when you have offensive linemen that are up at the top? Right here, all of these good blockers right there, 6 good blockers. And then, and then good run blocking. And they were opening up holes. And to me, it's as simple as that. It wasn't about what Green Bay was doing or not doing. It was the fact that we just executed what we do. This is what we do right here. We pass block. We protect our quarterback. And then we run block. Then we run by. We move people out of our way and we make the offense work. When you got good pass blocking and good run blocking, your offense works. Now, I'm not giving, Goff the cold shoulder or anything, but it's like the really, really good, or I guess the greats, really, we're surrounded by talent. That's how they became great. They were surrounded by talent. And this really shows that, like, PFF is not the end all be all. I don't like live and die by PFF, but they do grade offensive linemen, and it does tell a story. You got to take what you see with your eyes, and then this is more of a confirmation that you saw with your eyes. And there's a couple outliers that are in here. Obviously, they're not going to have. It's not like PFF is like the holy grail of everything that's out there, but it does paint the picture. If you were watching the game, it can kind of give your eyes like confirmation on what you saw. That's what I like about that. But those were the PFF grades for the offense. Let's go check out the Green Bay offense right there, because I know that we got some Green Bay fans in here, right here. Ben Sims, that's 10, only 12. Okay, here's your big play guys right there. I should change this to snaps. Where's snaps? Okay, whatever. Okay, some of these guys didn't have too many snaps right here. Emmanuel Wilson had a couple snaps right there. Those were your two best players. He did have a couple good runs. I do remember seeing that right there. Looked like he had a pretty good game all around, Emmanuel Wilson. That's a pretty good running back. Jaden Reed, he's a stud. He's a stud. And then you had a couple other players that were in the 70s right there. So offensively, you're okay. You're okay. The Lions defense doesn't play that type of defense where, especially since Hutchinson was gone, to where they're trying to give up big plays. They don't give up big plays. The teams do move the ball, but then we tighten up in the red zone. The red zone is where we get our bread and butter right there. So there's the Green Bay offensive side. And then the bottom players, Dontavian Wicks, the wide receivers did not have a good day. And it was rainy out there. If you're into making excuses for your team, the Lions seem to catch the ball just fine. But I guess you can blame the rain if you want to make excuses for your team. Christian Watson was the best wide receiver at 66.8. So your best wide receiver was average according to PFF. Run pass blocking, you had good pass blocking out of your left tackle, and then you had pretty good pass blocking out of your center and right tackle. So not so good pass blocking in the interior, and that does reflect what we see on defense when it comes with the Lions, which is you got Aleem McNeil having himself a day. Now, this is something that I wanted to be able to point out to Lion fan here. And it's something that I think Jeremy B. And what's up, Jeremy B? Good morning. Did my civic duty, but love the trade. Rumor Brad is in talk with the Saints for Curtis Granderson. Ooh, that would be a outlier right there. But I'm going over these PFF scores right here. But one of the things I really wanted to look at in the top was the hurries. I isolated by the hurries because it does seem like the Lions can get the quarterback off of their spot and make them uncomfortable, maybe make bad throws, maybe force them into turnovers. And I was confirmed in that. Aleem McNeil had 6 hurries. James Houston actually had 4 hurries, for everybody that wants to douse, and just say that he sucks. I don't know about sucks. He's paid to get after the quarterback, and and he was able to do that. Trevor Nowaski had 2 hurries. Ben Neiman had a hurry. Levi had a hurry. Muhammad had a hurry. Pat O'Connor had a hurry. So it's like it's definitely more spread out when it comes to people. So 16 hurries on the day. Now, didn't get any sacks, so that's not translating into that. But I think that the defense plays differently if you're trying to put your best players in a position to make plays. So if your best players are in the secondary, you want to hurry the quarterback on his throw and force him into a bad throw and then take advantage of that. And that is something that they've been able to do over the last few weeks, is create turnovers, especially when it comes into the red zone area. So that's good. That's good. Run defend bottom people in total defense was Muhammad, and yeah, there's all the bottom defenders not playing so well. The interior defenders when it comes to the defense, you know. Let's see, run defense, top run defenders. Look at that, Terrion Arnold. You gotta love a cornerback that's not afraid to tackle. That's what I want to see. I want a cornerback that not afraid to tackle. Right there on the run defense, 77.1. I love that. Jack Campbell with another good performance with 13 tackles. Kirby Joseph, don't need to say anything about his impact on the game. Levi Onwuzurike, good run defender. I love seeing these guys in there. Good tacklers. We always have guys that are in the green tackling like that. You got to like that. Look at all of those good tacklers. That goes 9 deep. We tackle. The Detroit Lions tackle on defense. You got to love that. Now in coverage, Kirby Joseph, Carlton Davis with a good coverage grade. Come on, Carlton. Getting good scores out of our defensive backs. And I'm so happy to see that for a change. I'm so sick of having Lions teams that have cornerback rooms that get torched all the time and not good on the back end. And it's nice to see that not only did they address it, because you can address it all you want, but the guys are actually living up to them going out there and getting some guys. And on the pass rush, yeah, needed some help. We needed some help, and we got it. We needed some help, Jeremy B., and we got it. We got some help. And Za'Darius Smith is a great player to shove into this rotation and instantly be the best pass rusher, but he also sets an edge. Got to stress how important that is. It's a guy that doesn't have to leave the field on third down. You know, you got a guy that can set an edge. And you do have a couple other edge defenders that are on the team, like Muhammad, that, you know, can offer some different skill sets. But Za'Darius Smith is a player. You can line him up inside, outside, and he gets to the quarterback and he sets an edge. He plays good against the run. And that's one of those things. You got to have that here. Dwayne Keene says prayers for the middle school kid that got shot on the bus in St. Petersburg. That's awful. Absolutely. That's awful. Prayers to anybody that gets shot. That's awful. Oh, the Lions are good in all 3 phases and have money in the bank. Yeah, and that's one of the things about this trade that didn't cost anything. It didn't cost anything. It's not going to cost anything against the cap. Not even $1 million. Mooncar hasn't played in weeks. Cowboys traded a 4th rounder for Jonathan Mingo. Okay. Whatever. I think that we got I think that Smith will fit in all right. The Lions will get another filler probably will be Walker, but this season is our best season ever by far. Why? Because we won pride. Thank you for the comment. That's awesome. Still rumored through the New York Giants media just as favorites for Aziz Alulare. I would like that. And to me, I would be okay with them being done too. I mean, Za'Darius Smith is somebody that can empower and make it so next man up works a lot better. You know, now you have a solid guy that's in there, and now you can play the matchup thing on the other side. Time to fleece Jerry Jones and trade Houston for Dallas third rounder. Really? Okay. There we go. Paul Jones. In a hard cap league with injuries, success comes down to coaching in the front office. How many pressures did we have total? We had 16. 16 pressures, according to PFF. I don't want to make the end all be all because it might have been measured something different somewhere else. 16 with the question mark. So Houston's value is high. Let's make that a second rounder. Okay. Hurries is more than pressures. I think that they don't have pressures in here as a thing for PFF, Jeremy. So I just assumed that hurries was pressures, but that's just what they call it in PFF. Jack Campbell was the 7th best off-ball linebacker in the league right now, according to PFF. Jack Campbell is finally looking like the 18th overall pick. Good morning, main event, Mike. That's right. Hey, Mike, what do you think about? Okay, never mind. Time to get to my show. Yes, all right. I love self-promotion. Love doing that. Get that. Hit that like button. Speaking of self-promoting, hit that like button. You know, we love football content. And, you know, what we are is the UDFA of sports podcasting. Yes, we are the Tom Kennedy of sports podcasting. We don't have any superstars. We don't have, we're not the best show that's out there. We're not even the second best show that's out there. But we might be the third best show. And through your support, and how do you support? You hit the like button. If you're watching and you like football content and you like the Detroit Lions, hit that like button. If you like the Za'Darius Smith trade, where we get him for a bag of peanuts, then hit that like button. If you feel like the Lions have the best chance to go to the Super Bowl than they ever have since you've been watching the Lions, then hit that like button. And we're the UDFAs. The UDFAs of sports podcasting. So the only reason you shouldn't hit that like button is if you were looking for a knitting channel and you stumbled upon this and it just happens to be me. And that would be very disappointing if you were looking for knitting and then you found me. You don't have to like this, but everybody else does. And out of the 100 people that are watching right now, I want you to tell me and grade that trade with what we got for Za'Darius Smith and Brad Holmes. Throw your grade, just A, B, C, D, E, or F. Knitting with Russell. See, Elise is already, she's already saying that this isn't the knitting channel. You will never know about my knitting skills. It's been a long time. John says, I'm 68 and I've been waiting a long time. The Lions have a team like this. Go Lions. The coolest thing, if you go to a Super Bowl, right? And if you grew up watching the Lions, then you're going to go to the Super Bowl. There's a chance that you can go to the Super Bowl with your dad or your grandfather and neither one of you have seen a championship. So it would be a very, very special thing. I think it would be a very emotional thing if the Lions were to finally win a Super Bowl. I think this is the best chance. Honestly, I grade the trade an A, but I'm not just looking at the player. I'm looking at the whole package. Brad Holmes just does this. He does this. I mean, you're going to get that quality of a player for essentially, let's just call it a 5th round pick, because you get a 5th and 5th round pick and a 6th round pick that turns into a 7th round pick. So you're really just trading down. So a 5th round pick and a bag of peanuts, and he costs nothing. He costs like $600,000 this year and $600,000 next year is all the Lions are on the hook for. And they could keep him, redo the contract and probably save cap money and all that. And it's only $11 million if you want to keep him. And you don't have to do anything. So you can have Za'Darius Smith. So I love the trade right there. Grade that trade. I give it an A, B+, B+. Like that. A freaking plus from Roy. When you consider the price tag, how can it not be greater than A+? I mean, that's what it is, man. That's what you want. You're getting an incredible amount of value that costs nothing for the future. That's the thing. It's like it's like a rental. It's like a rental. And he may earn a spot on this team. You know how we work here. He ain't just going to come in and take over. He may become endeared to this team if he gets embraced into the family at the end of the season. That's possible that they could do something with him. He is 32 years old, but that's not it really. I mean, the pass rusher ages differently. Skip says Brad Holmes is the genius. He is the genius. I've been debating on whether I want to do a 4:00 show, and I think that I am going to base that on. I may do an emergency 4:00 show if another move does get made, and I'm not going to do it when it happens. I have my son to tend to until that time. But at 4:00, there may be an emergency show if another move is made. If there's no move made, I'm not going to do another show just to talk about Za'Darius Smith again. I will be talking about Za'Darius Smith tomorrow on my first preview, the Hump Day preview of that Houston Texans game, going down to Houston and going to try to get a big win down there in Texas. Houston, we have a problem. I think that you do have a problem. I think Za'Darius Smith could be a problem in that game. But you are watching the Lion Villain Report. I'm your host, Russell Wayne. You can join me every morning, Monday through Saturday at 10 a.m., talking Lions football, maybe even the occasional troll. Rest in peace to all my trolls. I mean, even the Packer fans and the ones that are in here right now, you respect the Lions now. The trolling is pretty much over. If you want to throw you haven't won a Super Bowl in there or whatever, I don't really care at this point. My team's good right now. But you can join us every morning. We just crossed over 57,000 villains. Thank you to everybody that's following the page. We appreciate you. And you can go over to Villain Squad, hit that follow button. You can go over and say hello to our friends. Joe Chapp over at the Detroit Lions News Podcast. Go over there. Make sure you follow that page. They got 79,000. I think they're approaching 80,000. Main Event Mike, he was in the comments. But if you own a business and you want to find out how you can partner with the Villain Squad, you can give Mike a call, 810-620-2167. Find out guilty by association. Let's get off the ground. DFA. It's podcasting. We're the Tom Kennedy Hey, we're sports podcasting, and you can support liking the video or better, you can share that you're watching right now. And we are live audience. We do 1,000 people that are going to look at this video over 4 hours, and we appreciate that come in and actually comment this video and join the conversation. Join the conversation. That's the most important for this. I have more when there's a whole bunch of people engaging in Lions content, and it's a fun one. Right now, it's fun. It's fun. We just made a trade. Lions are 7-1. Life is good, but perspective, it's faith, family, and then football. That's important to me. Football, and we use football and create men. I'm about ready to turn. Let's see if I'm my outro. Go and pop back up. All right. Football. We spend time with our family and to create memories. We don't let football use. Get out of here. But before, I want to say a blessing over your life. Bless you. May the Lord keep you, shine his face upon you until we meet again. Lion Villain Report Review.
Hey, yo, the lies so that you never make it. Hopeless, so it seems. Eyes closed, hands open wide to embrace your dreams. Sometimes you gotta take a loss just to get the win. Like lots of sin was popping in like oxygen when boxes wet.
Focus on the mental, never lose like a smooth instrumental. Better choose on the move in a pinto. Choose when I get to, never lose smooth on the move, but it's simple.
Never give up and we running it, maybe. We just keep winning, we conquering daily. Envision that pay me, it's never this way. We indigenous, maybe we winning this crazy. Your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity. It's your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity. It's your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity.